Our family traveled to Guatemala for 10 days, including stops in Lake Atitlan, Antigua, and Tikal. I'll share everything we did in Guatemala with kids, where we stayed, and tips for visiting. Our trip started with a long travel day. I booked the cheapest flights possible, which means our flight schedule was terrible. I got up at my normal time and did my normal morning routine before we headed to the airport. We had flights from Chicago to Charlotte, where we had an overnight layover, and then the next day we flew Charlotte to Miami, and finally Miami to Guatemala City. We were supposed to meet up at the airport in Guatemala City with my husband's parents who joined us on this trip, but they had a delayed flight due to weather and would arrive the next day, so we just headed out with our private driver who was taking us from the airport to our Airbnb in Lake Atitlan, Guatemala, which was about a 3-hour drive. Our driver Carlos was the best. He suggested a stop at McDonald's for lunch, which was really fun, and then a grocery store so we could stock up on food for our Airbnb. Then he dropped us off at the lake in the town of Pacaya in Lake Atitlan because we needed a boat to take us to our Airbnb. It was getting dark, and to be honest, this felt a little sketchy. We didn't see anyone else around, but once we got on the speedboat, it was such a fun adventure. Our Airbnb, Casa Paloma, offers the option of a private chef, so we had arranged for wood-fire pizzas to be ready for us when we arrived, expecting that we were going to have 4 adults and 4 kids. But the grandparents weren't there, and at the end of a long travel day, we were all so tired and just ready for bed. The kids were having meltdowns, so we just went to bed, and we were all kind of a little nervous about the Airbnb. But when we woke up in the morning and saw these views, all of our fears were put at ease, and we were so excited to be staying in Casa Paloma. You guys found me. Good morning from Guatemala. It's our first day in Lake Atitlan. It's our first day in Guatemala. We woke up to these beautiful views.
Second day in Guatemala.
First full day.
First full day.
Just insane
The second
views.
The second day in Guatemala. She's trying to take a video. Mom, it's a boat. It's a boat. Louis, you're making me really scared.
The best way to get around Lake Atitlan are the lancha speedboats, and our house came with a private dock, and we could wave this red flag whenever we saw a boat going in the direction we wanted to go, and they would stop and pick us up. The lanchas are public transportation and cost about 25 quetzales or $3 US per person per way. Yes! Woo!
They're probably racing to us. Reminds me of Venice a lot.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
You're okay.
Yo.
You're okay. Careful.
I see you.
Yeah, this is, come on. One more step.
Scared.
Okay, let's walk over this way. The lancha journeys are fun and adventurous, but not always the smoothest, so if you have anyone prone to motion sickness, be sure to bring Dramamine. We spent the morning exploring Pacaya, which is the largest town on Lake Atitlan, and we had plenty of time to kill because we knew the grandparents wouldn't be arriving until late afternoon. Louis, what kind of smoothie do you have?
Mango strawberry.
Looks yummy.
Yeah, I made a hole. Look at.
Let's see. What kind do you have?
I have a mango and strawberry.
Yummy.
I have a boat for best price.
No, gracias. A lot of soccer jerseys, Ted. Oh yeah, just stop wherever you like. We went back to the Airbnb to rest and recover after yesterday's long travel day, but once everyone had their naps and their screen time, we walked into the closest town, San Marcos La Laguna, which is about a 10-minute walk from our Airbnb, and we stocked up on a few more groceries and some wine for the grandparents because we knew they would need it.
I got watermelon and it's really yummy and it's wrapped. And goodness gracious, it's not bad.
You're right, goodness gracious is not a bad word. You made it! You made it!
Grandma, try it. It tastes like strawberry. It tastes like strawberry ice cream. Mom, it tastes like strawberry ice cream.
It kind of does, but like mango.
Mom, it's
Yeah.
it's really good. Actually, I don't want that.
You don't want the pasta?
You don't have to have it.
You don't want your pasta yet?
No, it feels like Jell-O. I want those.
You're right.
I want.
I'm going to pause here and take you on a quick tour of the Airbnb we stayed in. This is truly one of the most unique accommodations I've ever stayed in. I loved how the decor in the rooms reflected the local culture and everything is handmade and sourced from nearby artisans. We're going into the master bedroom here, and I love how each of the rooms has this incredible view of the volcano. You've got the floor-to-ceiling windows, and it's the best feeling to wake up to this view. Then once you walk through this hallway past the main bedroom, you can either go outside and enjoy the hammocks, and then there's also an outside staircase, or you can turn around, go through the bathroom, through another hallway, and there's another bathroom located back here, which, by the way, this is one of the best showers I've ever experienced in my life. But then you can turn and go up these stairs and find another bedroom, and this is where some of the older kids in our family liked to sleep. On our third day in Guatemala, which was our second full day, we took it easy, had a slow breakfast and coffee with Grandma and Grandpa, and then mid-morning we decided to take a lancha to visit the village of San Juan La Laguna, one of the most charming, colorful, and artistic villages along Lake Atitlan. That afternoon back at the Airbnb, we decided to make use of some of the amenities on property. They have water shoes you can use, stand-up paddle boards, kayaks, and we even jumped off the dock into the water with the kids.
I set out on a road that I built with my own two hands. I met friends on the way, people chosen to make a stand. I felt strong in the sun as I walked onto pastures green.
That's a good one, Birdie.
Saw forgiveness together as spaces in between. And I'll be with you through.
After swimming, we headed back into San Marcos La Laguna to grab some dinner at a little Italian restaurant, and of course we went back for more ice cream. On day 4 of our trip, we got up early and took a lancha speedboat back to Panajachel for a third time, but this time it was because we had an exciting activity planned. When we arrived, we hired a tuk-tuk to take us to Atitlán Nature Reserve, where we were going to go ziplining and see some monkeys and butterflies.
Ready, girls?
You think so? It's okay, they're not gonna hurt you, buddy. They're nice. You ready to zipline, Teddy? Excited? You ready to zipline?
Yeah.
Birdie, you ready to zipline?
Yeah.
Excited?
Yeah.
They're ready. They're ready to go. Wow, good job, Lou. You're doing great, buddy.
Right there. Go. Come on, Teddy.
Woo! Go get him.
Yeah.
Go, Grandma. Woo!
Go, Grandma!
You got this. Yeah, Birdie! You did it! You liked it?
Hello. Mom, did you yell it?
I did. Did you hear me? I yelled it right away. What'd you think, Lou?
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, girl! Woo! Yay! Good wave, girl.
Good job, Birdie.
Good job, Birdie!
Tell me what you were just saying. How you felt before you started your first one?
I was crying when I was about to start my first one.
But then,
But then I felt better.
once you were in the air?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you didn't want it to end, right?
I didn't want it to.
Yeah, you want to go again? Yeah. Teddy, you liked it? Which was better, this one or Costa Rica? Really? Wow. What do you think, Pippa?
I love this one, but Costa Rica.
All right. That's fair. 1, 2, 3, say cheese. No, that's the green one.
The green one?
Yeah. It's time to say goodbye to Casa Paloma and Lake Atitlan because today we're heading to Antigua, Guatemala, a city that is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This time, Carlos is picking us up at the house instead of taking a boat to Panajachel and meeting him there, so we have to carry all of our suitcases up the stairs to the road.
That was quick.
You did it, bud.
I feel like that was faster than the other times.
Put it right. Thank you. Okay.
One thing about Carlos is that he knows the best places to stop for snacks and to hit the ATM, so we made sure to make a few stops on our way to Antigua. And when we arrived, it was about 1 p.m., so we could drop off our bags at the Airbnb, but we couldn't check in yet. We wandered around the city for a little bit, but when our Airbnb was ready for us and we checked in, we were amazed by how massive this place was and how beautiful it was, and it even had a pool in the back. I'm going to give you a quick tour here. That night, we walked to a sourdough bakery and pizzeria and had some amazing sourdough pizza for dinner. And then we headed back for an early bedtime because we have a huge adventure in the morning. So on day 6 of our trip, our first full day in Antigua, Guatemala, we took a guided tour day trip to Pacaya Volcano, where we hiked to the lava field, not quite the summit, but it was such a unique experience because you get to do something really special once you reach the lava field. I'll hold off on sharing exactly what it is, but I'll just say that it was what we used to bribe our kids to keep going when the hike got hard.
Carry me.
No, you don't need me to carry you.
Yes, I do.
We are hiking up Pacaya, an active volcano. Yeah! We booked a private tour which included a private transfer to and from Antigua, an expert guide who took us to the lava field and back, and the special experience at the top. We actually booked our tour on WhatsApp with a certified tour guide, Diego Perez, who I actually found in one of the Facebook groups I joined before this trip because it was really hard to find information about booking tours with kids online in Guatemala.
Disposibly como Kleenex natural.
Oh, really?
En caso de emergencia, you know, toilet disposibly como.
He said, do you hear what he said? You can use it as toilet paper in case of an emergency. It is soft. You guys want to feel that? Even though we're all in pretty good shape, the climb is difficult and very steep, and it's not technically a tough hike, and there aren't really steep drop-offs, so I thought in theory the kids really could handle the hike, but with the heat and the steepness, the kids were kind of losing their cool and whining a bit, so I finally gave in and paid for horses to take the kids to the top where the lava fields are. And the guides allowed us to put 2 kids on each horse. Each horse cost around $50 for the trip up and down the volcano, and then plus an extra cash tip. I do think the older kids could have completed the hike if we pushed them, but I'll just say it was much more peaceful when we let them all ride horses to the top. We finally reached the lava fields, and this is where the best part of the tour was. We got to roast marshmallows over the steam from the volcano, and it was just the coolest, most unique experience, and the kids still talk about it to this day. We left for the volcano at around 6 a.m. and we were actually back in Antigua by around 1 p.m. We had a relaxing afternoon swimming in the pool at the Airbnb, and we even checked out the Starbucks in Antigua because we had heard it was so beautiful. The next morning was my daughter's 11th birthday, so we had a special breakfast to celebrate. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
How old are you today?
I'm turning 11.
After spending the morning exploring Antigua, we decided to try some traditional Guatemalan food at a local restaurant, followed up with dessert at McDonald's because it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful McDonald's in the world. We finished our last full day in Antigua with an hour-long kid-friendly chocolate making class at a place called Choco Museo. Yeah.
Mom,
What?
how's my feather?
Let me see if I have it.
I don't think
Careful now, you get on yourself.
Did you sneak a bite? Okay, what's your name? Louis. Oh, nice to meet you. Your favorite chocolate? Caramel chocolate.
All right, crush it.
Crush it.
Crush it.
On day 8, we got up early to head to the airport in Guatemala City. This is where we said goodbye to my husband's parents. They were heading back home to the United States, and we were going to Flores to visit the ancient Mayan ruins in Tikal. We stayed at Las Lagunas Boutique Hotel, a luxury property located in the heart of the jungle. And one of the services included was a complimentary airport pickup and drop off in an air-conditioned van. This was a real luxury since it gets so hot and humid in this area. Once you arrive at the hotel, both adults and kids are greeted with refreshing welcome drinks and cold, essential oil-infused towels. This is a small and intimate property, so the employees take the time to learn each guest's name, including the kids, which is such a nice touch. We booked connecting rooms, the only ones on property that connect, which thankfully could accommodate our family of 6. The rooms are standalone cabins, but ours was connected by an exterior walkway. We booked 2 nights at Las Lagunas Boutique Hotel, so on our one full day there, we decided to have a leisurely morning with a slow breakfast and go swimming in the morning, and then we had a sunset tour of Tikal in the afternoon. There's one restaurant on property in the main building, and breakfast is included in your stay, but the rest of the meals are not. We loved that they quickly learned our breakfast preferences, and we also loved that you could order lunch by the pool, which we definitely did before it was time to head out on our tour. Okay, ready you two?
Go.
Nice. Ready, Lou?
Maybe not.
Yummy. We definitely splurged on this part of the trip, not just for the luxury boutique hotel, but also because we booked a private sunset tour through the hotel. Our private guide personalized our tour to the kids' interests, spending a lot of time viewing wildlife like howler monkeys, tarantulas, spider monkeys, toucans, and parrots in the lush jungles of Tikal. He also told stories about the Mayans and what each archaeological site was used for in a way that the kids could easily understand.
The walls were often plastered in white and then was brightly painted. In the post-classic period, the Mayans began placing vertical stone rings on each side of the court, with the object begin to pass the ball through one. Researchers who have made compelling arguments that the ball game served as a way to diffuse or resolve conflicts between rival cities to settle disputes through a ball game instead of a battle.
Nice.
You see it?
Yeah. Hard to see right away.
It's a well-preserved mast, like under that palm roof that you see with the wooden.
One of the best parts of the tour was getting to watch the sunset from the top of a Mayan pyramid. We came face to face with a howler monkey swinging in a tree, and we were just feet away from a pair of toucans. It was such a surreal and magical experience. One, two, three, jump as high as you can. Ready, set, yes. Day 10 was our last day in Flores and our last day at Las Lagunas Boutique Hotel, but we had one more activity before heading back to the airport. Our hotel offered free boat tours to a place called Monkey Island, where you can watch the employees feed the local monkeys that live on the island. One monkey named Margarita loves to join groups on the boat, so the kids loved sitting inches away from a monkey eating a piece of fruit. Such a wild and unique experience. It was finally time to head back to the airport and fly to Guatemala City, and we laughed because the airport was so small and the only thing we could find to eat were these small packages of cookies. So we went from this luxury hotel where everyone knew our name and knew what we liked to order to eating packages of cookies in the airport. The entire airport was basically one room, from the check-in desks to a small seating area and one little shop where you could buy some food. And you weren't allowed back by the gates until about an hour before your flight. So at that point, you can go through security and then sit in a slightly larger room with all the gates waiting for your flight. Then it was time to head back to Guatemala City, and our flight back to the United States wasn't until the next morning, so we had to find a hotel that could accommodate us just for one night in Guatemala City. The only hotel I could find that could accommodate our family of 6, whether it was connecting rooms or an apartment or anything like that, was Adriatica Hotel. The suite we booked was more like an apartment with a full kitchen, 2 bedrooms, and a pull-out couch in the living room. They do offer a shuttle to and from the airport, but for an extra fee, but I think it was only around $35 each way for our family of 6. The hotel also offers complimentary breakfast, so we definitely made use of that before taking the shuttle back to the airport for our long journey home. Guatemala was one of the most unique and exciting family vacations we've taken so far. While it did require some extra work up front, I'm so glad we made this vacation a reality. It's a fun vacation for families that want to get off the beaten path, interact with local people, practice some Spanish, and enjoy outdoor activities. This was one of our favorite family vacations so far, but I would think of this as an intermediate level trip. The main reason I say that is because it's kind of hard to find information online about booking things in Guatemala, especially as a family. And many businesses don't even have a website and actually just use WhatsApp to book things, which can feel a little risky for you if you have not done a lot of international travel before. In addition, we always had to make sure we had cash on us, which is not that big of a deal, but because we had to pay a lot of our tour guides in cash, we always had to take out cash from a machine and carry large amounts of cash on us, which just can feel like an extra burden when you're thinking about traveling with kids. Finally, you certainly can travel to Guatemala with babies and toddlers, but here are a few thoughts as a mom of 4. Our youngest was 4 on this trip, and there were several times during the trip when I mentioned to my husband that the trip would have been so much harder with a toddler. None of the destinations we visited were stroller friendly, and things like getting on and off the lancha boats in Lake Atitlan would have been a little nerve-wracking for parents of toddlers. If you have babies and toddlers, I would personally recommend Costa Rica as a great alternative before you plan a trip to Guatemala when they're slightly older. This was one of the best family vacations we've ever taken, and I highly recommend it to families with elementary age kids or teens.